All right, I wanted to go over a few more problems to make sure that you guys review for your test on tomorrow. So I'm going to quickly. All right, so you might be asked, graph the equation f of x equals 1/3 x minus 2 and give its domain and range. Okay, so if you're asked to graph this equation, you know that f of x stands for y, and that's 1/3x minus 2. So we know that 1/3 would be our slope, and then -2 would be our y-intercept. So I would place my point at -2 on the y-axis. And then up from that point, I would go up one line. And then I would go to the right 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. So your next point would be there. It might ask you just do 2 points, but if you have to do a third one, you would go up 1 line and to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. So your next point would be there. And with this being the graphing tool on my labs, it will connect and draw the line for you, okay? But make sure you have at least 2 points, okay? Domain is going to be all real numbers. It's a line. It's going to eventually, it is already on the left side of the x-axis as well as the right side of the x-axis. So all numbers would be included in our domain, and our range would also be all real numbers from negative infinity to positive infinity, because you have positive y's that are in your problem as well as negative y's. So keep that in mind. Now you might want to solve for the x-intercept and then graph those 2 points. But if you're asked to graph this equation and then give the domain and range, I would plot my y-intercept, and then I would rise up 1 and run 3. Next, you'll be asked to graph f of x equals 3. Graph f of x equals 3. And so we know, like I said, f of x is function notation, but that just means y equals 3. So you only have one variable. Y equals 3 is considered a horizontal line. So you're going to go to the 3 on the y-axis, and then you're going to do a line that goes left and right. Remember, all of your horizontal lines, they have a 0 slope. So keep that in mind. You might be asked that. All horizontal lines have a 0 slope, okay? You might also be asked, let's review. Let's see. For the line 2x plus 3y equals 9, they want you to give the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. Okay? So this is standard form. 2x plus 3y equals 9. You can, in standard form, find the slope by doing minus a over b. So knowing that this is a, b, and c in standard form, we could say minus our 2 over 3, and the slope of that line would be negative 2/3. Okay? You also could solve for y. If you solve for y, then if you don't want to use the formula, you could take that equation and solve it for y, meaning you move your 2x over, make it negative, bring down the plus 9, divide both sides by 3. So y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 3. And there you'll see that the number on x, because this is y equals mx plus b form, slope-intercept form, you have the slope of negative 2/3. So either way, you can get that slope. Part B asks for the x-intercept. So you remember when we talked about finding x and y intercepts, you always let the other variable be 0. So if we let y be 0, because we're looking for x, then our y is gone, and we have 2x equals 9, divide by 2, and then x is just 9/2, okay? It's 9/2. Now, in the computer, they might actually just want you to put the space, put in the space 9/2, but if you wrote it as an ordered pair, you know you would have 9/2, comma 0. Your x coordinate has to be the 9/2. Your y coordinate is 0 because we let y be 0, okay? So that would be our x-intercept. And then to find the y-intercept, if you solve for y, your y-intercept would be 3. Okay, it would be 3. And you would write that as 0, 3. But if you did not solve for y, then to find the y-intercept, you would simply let x be 0. So if we let x be 0, our equation is 2x plus 3y equal 9. So we would have 2 times that 0 plus 3y equals 9. So you got 3y equals 9, and when you divide by 3, y is 3. So there you see your y-intercept is at 3. So you would write as an ordered pair as 0, 3. Okay? So kind of keep that in mind if you're given an equation in standard form. To find those x and y intercepts, you always let the other variable be 0. Okay? All right. What about graph the line that is going through the point 4, 0 and has a slope of 1/4. All right, so you're going to plot the point 4, 0 first. So we know if we're going to plot 4, 0, we're going to go to 4 on the x and stay there. And from that point, we're going to go up 1 line, and we're going to go to the right 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our next point would be there. Okay? So my layouts will probably just have you to plot those 2 points, and then you would connect your line. Okay? Or it could be worded as this. It could say graph the line that passes through the point 8, 3 and has an undefined slope. So we would go to the point 8, 3 and plot that point there. And then I have to remember undefined slope. Undefined slopes are vertical lines, okay? So all that means is that I'm going to draw a vertical line, which that means it goes up and down through the point 8, 3, okay? That is a nice way of asking you to draw a vertical line. I'm giving you a certain point that you need to plot in order to get that right, and then undefined slope means I go up and down. Now, if I was to twist it and say, okay, find a zero, give me the line that's going to still go through that point but has a zero slope, then in blue, I'm going to show that by just going horizontally. So be mindful of zero versus undefined slopes, knowing that zero slopes are horizontal lines and undefined slopes are vertical lines. So I want to make sure that, because these few problems were not really on the review, but you could have some on your test that are asking you a little bit more about the graphing part of this semester. So please review your notes or these problems that I have worked to before you take your test, okay?